Alright, this is Tropicisle. It is a Star Tropics-based, Star Tropics-influenced game that has a demo out right now. Really looking forward to the full version of Tropicisle, but we're going to review the demo right now. I'm just going to pull up the gameplay and then we'll get going. Blake, okay. Title screen very much like Star Tropics. Let's see if we can actually do a different new game. We can. It doesn't let you name the character just yet. All right, so it is arrow key movement, grid-based, just like Star Tropics. Looks a lot like Star Tropics. There's no helicopter that's flown us in, but it is very similar. We're going to be marking it, or sort of like grading it on our criteria here: gameplay, story, artwork, music. And see what we like and don't like about it so far. I will say I saw Bug Doctor, the world record holder, who's in chat, of Star Tropics, play through the demo yesterday. It looked pretty good, but I wanted to try it out myself and see what I thought about it as well. I think that the first thing I'll say is the first glaring problem is that there's no feathering on the coastline here. Is that it's just a hard sort of border. I'm joking. It looks really good. It looks really good. Got a waterfall. There is one of the things about this artwork is that it's difficult to see that there's a cliff here. Like it could be just that this goes from grassland right into the ocean, right? So it's just this jagged line, and I think what they're trying to get at is that we're at a ridge, a cliff above that water, but the 3D artwork makes it, or the 2D artwork makes it a bit difficult to tell that. Let's go check over here. There's something over here on the beach, which I don't think Bug Doctor, when he played this on stream, made much of that. But there's clearly something down there on the beach that we can get at. But other than that, it doesn't look like there's much else going on out here. Let's go to town. Trying to figure out the controls here. Whoa there, buddy, we can't let you out because of monsters that appeared in the cave northeast of here. Get something to defend yourself with, and then you can go. One of the things that's noticeably absent at this point, because it's just a demo, is that there's no option to change it to a controller. I have my my controller hooked up to my computer, but there doesn't appear to be any option screen for me to input or to map the inputs to the controller or anything. So we're sort of stuck with what we've got right now, but I imagine that might be an option with the polished product. Scooby-Doop. Hey bro, I have this song stuck in my head. It goes Scooby-Doop. Okay. There's no way to interact with this door. Closed building. Hey kiddo, I'm the strongest girl in town. Did you know I give the best hugs? He proceeds to hug you. I know that there's gonna be some people who don't like that when this comes around. When they come around to playing this game. Hello there, darling. Oh, you're just about the cutest little gumdrop I ever saw. Okay. It's weird. This is so similar to Star Tropics that when you go in, it's instantaneous, the transition, where Star Tropics would slowly scroll up the screen as it like loads it slowly. But you're just instantaneously in the room. It's just a picture. Mysterious, I am mysterious. I'm mysterious, right? Right? Okay, we have an emo kid in the corner. Makes sense. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. So this text is, it's funny because it spreads outside of the text box for the character. But this text is dummy text that people use when they're creating websites so that they can fill out their website. I'm to not be bothered. I think that might be a mistake. I'm not to be bothered. My grandson played a prank on me. He replaced my dentures with kiwis. Kiwis, I say, how despicable. He. Okay. Oh, we can't go in this door again. No. He's waving his arm in the air, like he just doesn't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare thumb war. Hello. Why am I walking like this? It's cool, yo. You have to try it. On second thought, never mind. Oh, there's not a ridge here. This definitely looks like there's a hard ridge that you shouldn't be able to cross, but alas, no. There's nothing. So we get a cutaway here of the village chief, just as you might in a Star Tropics game. Hey there, I'm the village chief. I may be in a bit of a pickle. If you have the time to listen, please stick around. Okay, you didn't seem to walk away. Hear me out. I'm stuck here with a stubbed toe. Please stop laughing. I trying to walk out the door when my foot was a bit too to the left. So there's a few issues with the text, which is probably not that difficult for them to switch before they release the game. Then I hit the door frame ahem anyways. I'm in quite a pickle because I wanted to check the cave nearby, but as I've explained, I am hurt. Could you bear my burden and check it out for me? Here, take this. This is what I would use. You got the yo-yo. So, clear reference to Star Tropics. I don't know of another game that uses a yo-yo as a weapon. And let's see if we can get out of town. Yeah, I think that'll work. A yo-yo might not be the best, but I guess that'll work. Carry on. Funny? Okay, so just quick overview of the controls. Arrow movement, grid-based, just like Star Tropics, but it's pretty smooth going, just like in Star Tropics, it's pretty smooth as you go. And then Z and X are our actions, so Z is jump, X is attack. So you attack down when you jump, just as you would in Star Tropics. It's all fairly similar here. I am interested to see what that's going to look like when we map it onto a controller. How much it feels different. I'm used to playing on a controller, so it's hard to say if it feels exactly the same when I'm playing on a keyboard. But so far, so good. It looks good. This is where I feel the music really starts to kick off, the dungeon music. It's my hope that it's not the same dungeon music throughout the whole game. What I saw from the creators yesterday was that they were expecting about 8 chapters, so hopefully they have other music. But this music is very good, so I want to see more of this music either way. Let's take a look at some of the enemies, some of the rooms. Okay. So if you hit the direction button and the jump button at the same time, you're just going to get a jump out of it seems. If you hit them at the same time, it's just a jump. So you got to do the direction first. Okay. bit of a slide there. That's very Star Tropics, the sort of... Oh, that's weird. Watch this. So, if I take a left turn as I hit this square, I can jump onto the block. Nope. Okay. I don't know how to replicate what I just did there, but the as far as the similarities to Star Tropics movement goes, it's pretty similar. Overall, it's going to feel very, very similar. This sort of walking shadow with, like, there's an overhead light from Blake, which is the character in this game, not Mike. The overhead light that's casting a circular shadow below him, that's very Star Tropics. So you do have to hit the attack for every attack, but as soon as it goes off, you can do it again. It feels much quicker than Star Tropics, the attacking, so there's not... I feel like you can mash it, and you don't have to worry about a buffer rhythm in the same way. Yeah, see, I'm gonna get hung up doing jumps like this. I don't have the key indicators of which key I'm hitting, but I am hitting up here, but you have to hit it well in advance of when you jump for it to go off. Let's go this way here. I will say so far, all the artwork looks really good. So you can get stuck between tiles when you're attacking pretty easily. So if I do this, you see I can attack several times between tiles. You can essentially stall it out between two tiles and attack. Well, I'll do it this way, so before I move into the next tile, I will have attacked many times. Almost infinitely if I just let go and just keep attacking. That is not like Star Tropics, but not bad. It's not a control problem. It's just noting some of the differences. See, this jump and movement key thing is tripping me up. And another enemy here. You can stall like that between tiles and Star Tropics, just infinitely? Volko is doing it during Zoda X at some point. Interesting. Yeah, this jumping thing is getting to me. Okay. So let's first hold our movement. We've got a potion here that'll give us some hearts. In this room that looks like an elephant. And I will say, Bug, when you were playing this, you did this a few times, and you're like, oh, I can't get the potion this way. And then twice you came to this room, and twice you just walked over to the top to go get it, rather than doing this jump. Which I found funny. It was bugging me just watching you do it. Okay. Okay, we're gonna die here unless I can figure out how to use this. Okay. That's your PhD coming through, absolutely. Okay. Okay, this I'm gonna tell you right now, this enemy's movement is frustrating to cope with. Okay. There's not a very good indicator that that rock is an item. So now we have this other item. And pause. So the pause is A and the secondary weapon is S. So unlike in Star Tropics, this is probably a benefit for the game, is that so you have to select your secondary weapon, it looks like. And then you can have your primary weapon and then one secondary weapon working. But in this game, what you can do something you couldn't do in Star Tropics, which is this. Or no, that's this here. You can alternate. It's actually not that quick, but you can do it. So we're locked out. Okay. Skull room. So you can just stand on an enemy, and when your iframes are up, you'll take another hit. Let's see here. Okay. So far, all the enemies look good. The rooms look good. You know, the reference to Star Tropics is sort of ever present in this game. It just freezes after a while, which is interesting. But it's nice. There's like the changes feel good. You can pick things up by attacking them. I don't know if you can do that with the rocks. If we see more rocks, I'll try to pick it up by attacking. Three attacks on those. 2 attacks on those. Okay. One of the things that we haven't seen so far in the game, Bug Doctor says, I like that stuff can be affected in other rooms, which neither Star Tropics games do. That's true. Yeah, so we hit a switch which opened a door, which I haven't demonstrated super effectively in this play of this demo, but that was what the blue thing did when the screen shook. And that is something that the Star Tropics games did not do. And I was about to say, I would like to see this game do some stuff with, I don't know if puzzles is the right word, but you know, interesting dungeon layout. We've got another elephant room here. What this room needs is it needs another door that you go through and then it kills you. That would be really Star Tropics. Oh, you think it's a heart for a heart room? Yeah, I could see that as a heart. It looks like an elephant to me, kind of. It looks like it's an elephant and these might be like the eyes or something. It's hard to say. It's probably intended to be a heart. But, so this is that's a path that goes off one way to get a health bonus. You know, it might not be super necessary in this run. Might not be super necessary in this run, because we're just doing the demo, it's only the first chapter, or the first dungeon. But making decisions in the game where you can either branch off to one side and go get health, or continue on and go faster, is going to make it really interesting for speedrunners. So hopefully the game developers make those sorts of decisions as well when they're laying out the rest of the game. Okay. I don't think we got every room here, so let's go back and see if we can get them all. Whoop. Right there. Oh, here, we didn't go over in this direction. Let's take a look. Locked up. Oh, they pause not on a single square. I'll take a death here, actually. So when those things froze up, one of them was half on one square, and half on another, which is interesting. It's going to be like my first playthrough of Star Tropics, trying to jump on every tile in the game to see what they do. Okay, close to death here. Nope. I think we froze. It's too bad. So the game froze. Hopefully that's only an issue with the demo. So we will have to get back to where we were here. Okay. We're back in, we've got our yo-yo still. So the game has an autosave system already built in, even at the demo level. That's interesting. I wonder if that will mean... So there's some autosave system built in. In Star Tropics you didn't have to save because the game saved way more than you would want it to as you went through. Okay. But it didn't save my rocks, so it must have been when I entered the dungeon, or after I got the yo-yo. Okay. You think on dungeon entrance, eh? Okay. Let's go back down here and hope the game doesn't crash again. Let's see what we can do. Okay. So I should clarify that the game didn't crash my browser or anything like that. That was my fault. We're gonna be able to get anything out of this? Nothing so far. Okay, so that just is a dummy room, dead room. These doors remain open. And here is more rocks. Oh, I didn't check if I could collect the rocks by attacking them. Should have done that. The music blends pretty well in the background. It's it doesn't bug you after a while. Some, you know, a lot of old NES games I've played, the loop in the music is too short, and so you just get fed up with it very quickly. I don't feel like we're gonna have that problem with this music. You really dig the dungeon theme? Yeah, I'd agree with that. This will definitely give people something to remix into something else as well. One thing that we can't tell is when we're attacking an enemy, does it freeze the enemy? Oh, it doesn't, I guess. It doesn't look like there's much of a stun on attack. Okay, so I'll attack the rocks here and see if we pick up that way. Like the hearts. Or if it's only hearts, so let's see. No, okay. I feel like I attacked those enough. I think that the attacks stack, so if there's two enemies occupying one square and you attack it, it'll hit both of them. Which could have implications in a speedrun of this game, for sure. One of the things that I'm having a hard time telling is if there's a slower attack when you're fighting something that's 2 squares away, measured against an attack that's 1 square away, versus this versus this. I think that the attack takes the same amount of time if you're 2 squares away. Or it's not as noticeable in this game as it might be in Star Tropics. If that's the case, that means that attacking farther away is safer and doesn't lose you any time. Okay. Movement is slightly slower. In this game? Moving toward the enemy for the slightly extra attack speed probably not be worth it, yeah. It's got a lot of life. Unless we get some bonkers melee weapons. Yeah, I guess that's one important point, is that we don't know yet how many weapons or other types of objects we're going to get in the game. You know, for as much as I like Star Tropics, the source, like as I said, the source games for this game, for those who don't know, it makes relatively little use of its peripheral objects. There's things like, you know, there's a candle or something, you have to light up dark rooms, but it's used... It's actually used 0 times in the speedrun, and for a linear game, that's kind of strange. So if we don't go up and hit the switch, let's see what happens here. Okay. Oop. Okay. So this door is not open because we haven't hit the switch. So you can attack 3 squares away, it seems. Because when the enemy was here, I could hit it from the button square. So when you're looking at it from this direction, it doesn't look like you should be able to. But looking at it from this direction, it does. So maybe there's a difference if you attack down and up. If you attack down, you're not going to be able to hit things 3 squares away. You can actually test that here. Come on, go down. Maybe the snake will do it. We want the snake to go down. The snake might not, it might only be able to go... Yeah, okay, nowhere near able to hit it. Let's see if we can get the snail from... Okay, we know we can do it from 2. So you can't hit something that's 2 down, but you can hit something that's... or that's 3 down, but you can hit something that's 3 up. Relatively minor gameplay element, I feel like. You can see I'm getting hung up on this direction and jump input thing, but probably something you just get used to as you play it. You know what this music reminds me of? This reminds me of the Game of Thrones theme song. Da 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 da. It's like, I mean, it's obviously very different. Very different, but that is there's an element of it in there. You know, I initially thought that these rocks were going to be as useless as the bolos might have been in the first level of Star Tropics, but those little purple star things are actually kind of frustrating to fight. So it's nice to have an option. And in a situation like this, where we can just shoot across the screen, that's actually pretty cool. Now let's see. Now when I drink the potion, the health potion, does it automatically switch over to the rocks? It doesn't. The rocks cover 2 spaces when you shoot them left to right. Oh, I didn't realize that. That is pretty handy. So you have to switch back to the other item manually, it seems. You can actually just leave this boss fight. It's interesting you don't get locked in. You can jump right over the attacks. There we go. That's what I should have been doing the whole time, is just jumping over the attacks. Boss theme is not bad, yeah. I hope that the creators take advantage of the ability to yeah, they did. You didn't listen to the long the other day? Fair enough. I hope the creators take the time to put in other music for the other bosses and the other dungeons. The music in this dungeon is great. If it's an indicator of what they're going to have in there, it's great. If they only had this music, I think that would be a missed opportunity, but it's still good. And this is this staircase is just so Star Tropics, with like the not really great perspective. Like, it doesn't really demonstrate that it's stairs, but you use your imagination, you know? Demo over. We'll see you soon, Doc. Which is, of course, for Bug Doctor. It was the world record holder in Star Tropics 1 speedruns. So let's close this, and we'll bring it back up here. Okay, so we've got the game up. Let's give it our rating here. So what are we going to say about the gameplay? What can we say about the gameplay? You can see them having a different dungeon theme for each area. There's clearly a forest, mountain, and desert. Yeah. So you suspect they'll have different tunes for each of those. I would hope. I mean, so the figures we're throwing in here are just for what is available. For what's available, the gameplay, I'm going to say... how should we think about this? So it's a very Star Tropics influenced game. The gameplay is, the movement and everything is very Star Tropics. I'm going to say 8 for this. in my opinion. There's a couple things, just as far as the demo goes. The demo doesn't have any options to change how you map your keys. You're stuck with the keyboard and what they give you. What else can I say about it? It's a bit clunky with the arrow key when you're jumping and hitting a direction. But Star Tropics was like that, right? So overall, it's very good. It's very faithful to the original, and still very playable. The boss fight was, once I realized you could jump over the attacks, which I think I should have figured out sooner. There wasn't anything else in the demo where you had to jump over attacks. And there wasn't anything else in that level, right? So nothing was teaching you that was something you should be doing. Now, having played Star Tropics, I should have figured that out earlier, but if you are coming to this new, you might not know that. The level's not training you for that. If you come to this new, the rail, like playing on a rail like Star Tropics does, is going to be very difficult for people. So I think that the old school diehard players of Star Tropics are going to really enjoy that aspect. Certainly I like it. Like, I'm happy that one other game in the world is going to have it. But for new players, it's going to be a learning curve. I think that some people are going to pick this up and put it down because of that. But it's an essential stylistic choice of the game, and they've done it well for what it is. So I'll give it an 8. Story so far in the demo, like 2. You know, we don't know why we're here. We don't know why there's monsters. There doesn't seem to be at this point any driving reason why this dude is at this island. And that was actually pretty early on, like a big part of like Star Tropics. Either there's your uncle, he's missing, you're given a yo-yo. The game's very linear, but it's, the story is like being pushed forward, even for as silly as it is. And none of the characters seem to have a ton to say. I mean, there's even a Lorem Ipsum character that's just dummy text. But it's a demo, so we're just rating the demo. We're not rating the whole game. I'm absolutely going to play the game when it comes out at this point. But as far as the demo goes, story. Artwork, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7. I think that the artwork looks really good. I think that if I see the rest of the game and they've made full use of all of the liberties they can take making a game nowadays, rather than actually programming an old game for the NES, then it could be a 10 out of 10. I thought that the boss animation was a bit like the rest of the game. The sprites looked like NES sprites. The boss looked hand-drawn, essentially, if that makes any sense. So I think that there's a stylistic choice that's got to be made between, are we doing like solid pixel art that's representative of something? Like, think of Octo, or if you think of the snake in Star Tropics, they look like an octopus and a snake. But the boss in this level didn't seem to look like just like a head that came out of the water, and it looked like it was sort of drawn and animated on a tablet by someone who does sort of cartoony art. And so, if it's all one or the other, as long as it's consistent, I think it'll make sense. But my preference is the pixel art. But overall, it looks good. It looks like an old NES game. If you look at what we've got pulled up right now, the map, that's what the NES looks like. A lot of games look exactly like that. So I think it's pretty faithful to the origin and the inspiration. And then for the music, 10. It's a demo. It's got the intro song. It's got the overworld song. It's got the first dungeon theme and the boss theme, and they're all good. I'm not going to lump in like the sounds in the gameplay with music. Village theme as well. Yeah, it's all pretty good. What's the village theme again? It's very Star Tropics. You can hear there where the loop starts again, which is interesting. Hopefully that shouldn't be too hard to polish out of the game, but the music is great. Good village theme. Again, that's another thing. Hopefully that all the villages have different themes, because you can do that. It's 2020. They're not limited to what the NES is able to pull off. But yeah, you can hear where it loops. But it's good. The music is all good. So I have no complaints there whatsoever, and I hope that I hope to hear all the rest of the tunes that come out of the game. I think that about covers it for Tropicisle. I really want to say Tropicisle when I read the title of the game, but Tropicisle is the name.